Hey everybody, it's me, Zach. This is Judy, and welcome back to our channel. Hey everybody, it's me, Zach, and I'm back today to talk about a video that I thought was going to be like a one-off video I made last week and is now turning into like a bigger story. So if you didn't watch, last week I posted a story. I think the video was called Foodie Beauty Reaction Love Triangle or something like that. I don't know also why I'm struggling to talk. Maybe it's like the first that I've talked all day today, so maybe that's why I'm struggling. But I posted a video about this love triangle that was happening between three Foodie Beauty reaction channel girlies. I really thought that was gonna be the end of it, but here we are. More crazy stuff has happened. Now, I didn't post a lot of like receipts or anything in that video, but if you want like my general takes on that first part of what all happened prior to this, you can go watch that video. I'll leave it linked in a pinned comment and also like in the iCards and things like that. I'm gonna give you a quick rundown in case you didn't watch that video. There were a lot of people who were like, Zach, I can't watch anything about Foodie Booty. I can't even say her name anymore. That's how little I cover her on this channel. But they were like, I can't watch anything about her, so I'm gonna check out. And I'm like, besties, her name's just in the title because it's about people who react to her. It's not actually about her. So her name won't be in the title today, but if you didn't watch that, let me give you a quick rundown of some things or the key players that you need to know about this situation type of deal. So the main actor in this, I'm saying that as like the main person in this story who like connects it all together, is a reaction channel called Gorlicbread. And he also, and this is relevant to the story, okay, this is why I'm including it, but he also has another YouTube channel where he does like NFL Madden video game content, if you can believe, and his name over there is RYANMOODY21. So he is a reaction channel who doesn't show his face on the screen, which to me, if I'm talking about any kind of like interpersonal relationship I'm having with a person, seems like a little bit of a red flag, you know, if I'm trying to have romantic relations with somebody. But anyways, he's a Foodie Booty reaction channel who doesn't show his face, and respectfully, I should have dragged this man more than I did in my last video. I mean, I dragged him for sure, but I should have dragged him more because this man is a skeezy player and needs to be called on that. And like I said, he does have this second channel that's actually much bigger than the Gorlicbread channel. He has like 98,000 subscribers over on that channel. He still is posting videos on that channel as of like yesterday, and I feel like those people over in the Madden NFL gaming situation type of deal may not have any idea what he's even up to over here in Girl World. So yes, I will be putting that in the title just in case anybody's searching for that because I'm petty and I think they deserve to know. So basically he had a relationship with another YouTuber named Just Breezin today, and potentially with this Jessica Messica person. I'll give you some more insight about them in just a second. But on top of their alleged relationships with this man, I have to tell you that various other people also came out publicly about it. And then in addition to them, I had at least one person who privately DM'd me and was like, Zach, it's so crazy that you're covering this because I too had some kind of relations with this person. I'm not here to share their story. It's not my story to share. And if they want to publicly talk about it at some point, I'm sure they will if they want to, right? I only bring it up to demonstrate that this man was in several women's DMs trying to have relations, interactions, and it's just giving a lot of very sus behavior. Another person that I mentioned was Just Breezin, who is a Chantal reaction channel. She thought she was engaged to this man. He allegedly maybe didn't send her a ring. But it seems like mostly since all of this stuff came out about the love triangle between her, Gorlicbread and Jessica Messica, she's kind of stopped talking about the situation. My biggest critique of her in this whole situation is that she had said that she had learned a lot about casting judgment on others, but then like less than 24 hours later, she was already back to casting judgment on Foodie Booty. So that's my biggest critique of her. I think she should maybe take a little bit more time away, but she's back to posting Chantal content if you want to go watch it. And then the other person in that love triangle was a content creator named Jessica Messica. She's kind of a Chantal reaction channel, not her reaction channel, but she doesn't really post consistently just that. She posts a lot of random things on her channel. And I also, since posting my last video, have come to find out that she is somebody who has been in my community, and by that I mean like in the comments of my YouTube videos and things like that, for a long time. But in addition to her questionable taste in Gorlicbread, she also tried to have relations with Nader El-Shami, who is famously or infamously tied to Foodie Booty and a slew of problematic behavior of his own on YouTube. So I guess just keep that in mind. Like, obviously her judgment is poor, she has some questionable taste, but she is very important to our upcoming story of further exposing Gorlicbread, aka RYANMOODY21. And then the final player in all of this situation is a person named KristinaTheLatina. She doesn't seem to have a YouTube channel or anything like that, but she has been active in the girl community for a while. She's on the Twitter, she's in reaction channel live streams, she's in Discords talking about the girls. She's kind of a little bit all over the place. And after Jessica Messica came out about Gorlicbread, she started posting in support of him and including several tweets about her own relationship. So that's where we're gonna get started for today's part of the update of the story. So I do actually have some receipts today. My last video didn't have a lot of receipts, but I think receipts will be very helpful in understanding where all of this comes from. So I guess what you really need to know is Kristina was in some kind of Discord. I don't know whose Discord it was. I just see the screenshots and the tweets from the Discord. But she was in there talking about Ryan Moody, about Gorlicbread, talking about her relationship with him, and somebody specifically, a Twitter user named Tofu Alpaca, decided to call that out on Twitter publicly. And so they said, breaking news, KristinaTheLatina is fucking and dating Gorlicbread. And then they went on to tag both Ryan Moody and KristinaTheLatina in a follow-up tweet that reiterated the same thing. And then Ryan Moody responded and said, is this what you do in life? Here's an actual newsflash. People who talk aren't instantly sleeping together. People also understand more than one side of a story exists. Some of you need to set the internet down and stop trying to find ways to fabricate everything you want. Which honestly sounds a lot like an Amber Lynn Reid or Chantal response to things. If we're being honest, it sounds big Foodie Booty energy right there. But then Tofu Alpaca responds with this screenshot of KristinaTheLatina confirming that they did have relations. They did Smash Brothers Ultimate, okay? And KristinaTheLatina responds to that screenshot and says, yeah, we did. Twice yesterday, again this morning before work, and probably again tonight, several times over. Love that for me. And then she tagged Ryan again. So then the Tofu Alpaca person had tweeted something along the lines of responding to KristinaTheLatina, need more proof, Ryan? There's hundreds of texts. Really sad he won't claim you, Kristina, after you went so hard for him in the chat. And Ryan quote tweeted that and said, 100% claimed. Hopefully someone does the same for you one day, okay? So now he's claiming Kristina, the account that is out here tweeting about having intimate relationships with him. And then finally, KristinaTheLatina tweets, me and Ryan will more than likely make a video at some point on his channel as I don't want to be a YouTube creator. We address what we choose to. So implying not only have we had intimate Smash Brothers Ultimate relationships, but also like we will come together and film a video eventually. All right, so that was all September 7th. After all of that happened, okay, after all those tweets happened, and this is again after Jessica came out about the love triangle to begin with, Ryan takes to his Gorlicbread account and says, so the last few days, I've let so many of you post whatever your opinion of me may be. That's fine and that's fair. You only know half of the story, and I understand how things look from the outside. However, a few people have choose to see things from my perspective. One person in particular, Kristina, has been instrumental to keeping me from letting all of this go dark, delete the channel, and just move on. It wasn't as easy thing for her to defend me, but she did. And yet now I see her being attacked, ridiculed, and degraded. It's senseless because she has been in this community before myself. I'm reading the grammatical errors, okay? She's given and supported so many creators, and I hate bringing this burden on her. So whatever you feel about me, keep that towards me. Don't project it on innocent people who simply understand things in a different perspective. Look at him. Look at him defending his side piece. Wow. Stunning. Stunning. Love to see it. So he posted that on his Gorlicbread channel on September 8th on his bigger Madden NFL RYANMOODY21 channel. He just wanted to let folks know that he was going to take a break, so he posted this over there. This post is actually still up, at least at the time of filming. He said, just wanted to make a post. I know a few of you have been reaching out to me privately. One of my flaws has always been telling people I'm okay when I'm actually not. I'd urge you to be better than me, and when you need help, please ask for it. I've got some videos made for you guys, but I've been dealing with some demons. I'm gonna take a week or so away. I won't be responding. I have family watching my email, so feel free to send clips. I wanted to thank you guys for all the support over the years. I really could never tell you what it meant to me. Which is interesting. I'm wondering who's reaching out to him about his mental health and well-being, because if you go watch those videos, it's just like a lot of clips and things like that. It's not anything of him sharing anything about himself personally on that channel, okay? So I don't really understand exactly who's reaching out to him. I mean, maybe they are. I don't want to discount that. But for me, if I was just like a Ryan Moody fan, okay, if I just was watching for the clips, I would be kind of surprised by this. And also, like, I think as I already noted, but he's still posting clips, which I guess he does say, like, I've already got some videos that are made, ready to go, which I guess, like, go post that hard work you did already. But it does feel weird that, like, that he would keep posting, because also none of those things are, like, breaking news urgent kind of things, right? Like, he could post these videos later. So anyways, this is important. This is gonna come back up later with old Jessica Messica. So then the next day, on September 10th, he posted on the Gorlicbread channel and said, just a quick note from Kristina and myself. We have committed to taking a 2-week break from the internet. So on the old Ryan Moody channel, it's a week. Over here, it's 2 weeks. This has already helped us focus on our relationship and to move on to other concepts and ideas. That said, we will return on here together and address things that we choose to. Kristina has been amazing. She has taught me so much about being patient and understanding a different opinion. She also encouraged me strongly to not delete the channel and the importance of owning what took place. While she may have a different perspective of me and what took place, I can't expect everyone to. Hopefully, we can both work together to show everyone the people we really are. I understand that will take time, and some of you may always have reservations about me. What I can tell you is we make each other better people, and I would be foolish to not share that with everyone I can. Be back soon. Us. Which, like, knowing now that knowing what we know now, okay, I just think this is so funny. And maybe it'll be funny to you if you're not familiar with what we know now once you find out about what we know now. You know what I'm saying? So that brings us to old Jessica Messica. We're back to her. And yesterday she posted that she was going to be going live because she had some wild theories and allegations that she wanted to share with receipts. So if you want to go watch the whole live stream in its entirety, go over to old Jessica Messica's channel. I gotta warn you, and this is, you know, she probably doesn't have the resources that other YouTubers do. It's fine. She's relatively new to streaming, relatively new to YouTube. It's okay. I am just gonna warn you, though. The quality makes it look like it was filmed with a potato. Not like my dog. Well, my dog, you may as well put a dog behind the camera. But no, like an actual potato. It looks like she picked up a potato you'd eat and said, let me film, let me film.
Can you see clearly? I tried to make sure the quality's good. All right, let me know. Can you read this text on the screen? Because this is very important to the rest of this live.
So hopefully, you know, best of luck to her if she continues down this YouTube journey, that maybe one day she could get some better equipment. But I do have to say, she shows receipts, but a lot of them are hard to make out because, again, the quality of the live stream is not quite there. But I'm just going to break down a little bit of what happened for you. In general, she shared a lot of just like inconsistencies about this man and the jobs that he like told her that he allegedly did. She also talks a little bit about his dad. I don't know if that's super relevant to the conversation as a whole, but in general, it just seems like Gorlicbread has maybe presented a version of himself on the internet that might not be like accurate and real to whatever is happening in his real life, which again is one of the reasons why I sometimes am a little bit sus of people who don't share themselves on camera, especially people in this part of the community who are doing reactions to people who they're often judging on the way that they look and things like that, or like have questionable behaviors, actions, etc. Because it's like, what are you hiding? There's lots of great reasons that I know people do not show their face on camera, and that's fine. But, I mean, in this situation, I feel like some of this shit is adding up. You know, sometimes shit doesn't add up. You can get this in my merch store. And sometimes shit adds up. And for me, the shit that's adding up right now is that this guy has a lot of sus background of what he has and has not told people. And it adds up with the fact that he doesn't want to show his face on camera. The other thing, a big part of this for me was the sting operation, though, that Jessica Messica set up. So she saw the post on his Ryan Moody channel where he said that his family would be monitoring his email. She was like, I want to test out if that's true, like if he's really disconnecting, because I guess like part of his channel over there is that people send him Madden clips and he uses them in videos and stuff like that. So he has to have that email open so that people can send it to him, so that I guess eventually when he does return to YouTube, he can use those clips. I don't know why he would need to have somebody monitoring that, like why he couldn't just return and catch up on all of those clips once he comes back to the internet. That's an important part because Jessica was like, well, I'm going to test that. I'm going to put something in there so alarming that if he really has family watching his email, then they're going to be tipped off that something ain't right here. So she creates up a lie that she is pregnant with Ryan's baby and that she also has chlamydia.
This was too Gorlicbread. I have something I need to tell you. I cannot keep it a secret much longer. I hope you can be supportive through the situation. Daddy, I am expecting our little garlic knot. I know you have said you're taking a break from the internet, but I cannot wait another week. Here is the garlic knot in my womb. I also have chlamydia. I think you have it too, so it's okay. You can still give me those fire back shots.
But yeah, so she sends this email, and the gag of it all is that Kristina responds to Jessica's email, and I just think, wow, that is wild. That is like, this must be a pretty serious relationship that you're handing over the account tied to your most successful YouTube channel. You're handing that email over to this girl that you met on the internet. So it must be pretty serious. However, another big part of Jessica's live stream is that she revealed what happens when you reverse Google image search the pictures of Christina the Latina, like the ones that you saw on those tweets and things like that. So when you do that, you find a woman from Albania named Gerta, and you also find some links to a website that is known for adult entertainment videos. So at a minimum, it's clear that whoever this Christina the Latina person is, they're not probably the person that's in those videos or in that Albanian woman's like Instagram, TikToks, whoever, whatever. Now, Jessica alleges that what makes the most sense would be that Gorlick actually created this Christina character and has been posing as her for several years in the girl community. I do think that the hardest part to believe about all of that is that this is an account that he's created for years. Because like I mentioned, this account has been in live streams of reaction channels, potentially even like Chantal's live streams before. I don't know that for a fact. I've been very disconnected from her. She's been in Discords, all of the things I previously mentioned, right? And it's been around for a while. So it's kind of hard for me to believe just because I think it's nuts that somebody would like pose as another person in this community for so long. But I think Jessica attributes some of that to like Ryan wanting to find a way to connect with women in the community. It's kind of like how he got invested in the community to begin with before he made his own channel covering Chantal. And outside of that, for me, it's a plausible theory, although there's no definitive proof, right? Like, I don't think there's anything that, like, directly ties that account to him. But, like, all of the suggested interaction that allegedly happened that he never, outside of the one tweet where he suggested, like, maybe you shouldn't assume that we've had these kind of relations, he's never really denied that they weren't together at some point physically. And even his community post seems to suggest that, like, they are eventually going to come together to make a video and explain the things that they want to explain on his channel. And I also just think it's real sus that, like, he would hand over his email to this woman. Now, while Jessica was live and people in the chat were, like, speculating about his life and his jobs and things like that, he texted Jessica and she posted the receipts on her community tab saying, "So this won't look good. I'd really be careful." That feels like a lot to me. Like, I don't know. It feels a little bit ominous. Like, I mean, he's not directly threatening her, but there's some kind of, you better shut the fuck up and stop exposing me or I'm about to do something. Jessica didn't seem overly worried about it though, so I'm sure things are fine. And I don't imagine at this point like he's gonna do anything for real because he looks fucking crazy. Overall though, Jessica shared a lot of other information, things that in my opinion weren't super relevant but were petty and kind of funny. So like I said, if you want to go check out her video, feel free to do it. I just in general like to see skeezy men exposed, so I guess kudos to Jessica for starting off some of this in the first place from when she first talked about Just Breezin' and Gorlicbread. I do think that she got a lot of this information from things that people had sent her, so I don't know that she's like the Nancy Drew of the world figuring all of this out on her own, but I do appreciate that she started this little entertainment situation type of deal because I literally laughed so much about this whole situation yesterday, and it's got gloomy in Chicago yesterday and today, and I just needed like the serotonin boost. Now, the final part of all of this, and I think maybe will be the final part of me talking about this for all intents and purposes, is Gorlicbread posted a video on his channel and privated all the other content on his Gorlicbread channel. Like I said, the Ryan Moody channel, still there. It's still posted as of like yesterday. But the Gorlicbread channel just has this one video, and I'm gonna play you the relevant parts.
All right, let me start by saying, anyone I hurt, Jennifer, Jessica, I'm sorry. I really am. And it was never my intention. It's not the person that I am. And I'm not here to make excuses because there are none. You know, the reality is I was speaking to Jennifer for months. During that time, you know, people reached out to me and I made mistakes. And rather than talk to Jennifer about issues that we had, I confided in others. And that was the wrong thing to do. You know, ultimately, whether the people I was speaking with had my best interest in mind Does not matter. The reality is it was my fault for even having those discussions. So today is clearly a really bad day in reflection. As most of you probably will learn, I was catfished. And again, that comes back to being my fault. Now, if that person wants to step forward and own the issue, then they can. If they don't, you have no reason to take my word for it. And again, that blame lays on me. So, one thing I have to learn to take from this is I cannot be a trusting person. I cannot assume everyone is who they say they are, and I cannot lead people on. So, in closing, you can feel however you want about me. I do want to say two things, though. I think this community has a real issue with people's private information. Where people live, people's children, soliciting photos from people only to try to use them. I think it starts with the people that Foodie brings into her life, and I think it ends with no one. Anyone can be brought into that. So I will stand by my assertion. It was my intention to take time, and obviously I need to find help for myself. I need to get in a proper mindset, and I'm not going to do that while having this channel. And I also know that I have to admit that I've hurt people and work on myself before I even start to try to discuss what others need to be doing. So with that said, I appreciate you guys watching this video. I would like to say in the future I would make content here, but to be honest with you at this moment, I really don't know that that's going to be the case.
So obviously the biggest thing to come from that video is that he said he was catfished, and and I just gotta tell you, that shit is not added up for me. It just really is not adding up whatsoever. That's why I put this shirt on today, because it's just not. I think the best case scenario for Ryan is that he really did get catfished by this woman. And then, he just looks dumb for giving access to his email to this woman and things like that. Like, that's the best case scenario for him. But how embarrassing that you are so focused on people not thinking you're an incel that you, let this woman lie about having sex with you only to be catfished by her at the end of the day. And also, I just have to say, even if this is true and he was catfished, I have no sympathy for him, because this man was playing multiple women all at once. So, you get what you give, bestie. But the worst case scenario is that he really is KristinaTheLatina, and that he made all of this up, and he made this lie about being catfished up to try to, shift the story to one where he's the victim of this all. Which, if you listen to the video, more of that video is focused on how he's a victim than it is on, apologizing to Just Breezin, Jessica, and or anybody else involved in that situation. For real, the part where he apologized was 40 seconds long, okay? Of an over 2 minute long video. Only 40 seconds were dedicated to kind of apologizing, and he didn't even really talk about what actions he did that specifically hurt them. It was all pretty vague, in my opinion at least. He also spent a lot of time talking about the sharing of personal information, and for what it's worth, at least from what I watched in the Messica live stream, none of the things that she shared were specifically the things he was talking about. He talked about people sharing addresses and pictures of him. She did share one picture of that he sent her, so I guess maybe she did that. She never publicly talked about where he lived or things like that, and it certainly is a problem to share personal information, and I think people should be cautious of what they share about other people's lives, especially if it's being done with malicious intent, even if it is public, right? But overall, I didn't necessarily think that the things that Jessica was sharing were not relevant, the personal things, the talking about jobs he's claimed he's had to her, I think is relevant because it sets up this idea that wow, this man has all these different stories and a lot of it seems a little sus. So yeah, I don't know how you spend all of that video trying to make yourself out to be some kind of victim. I think it would have came off much better if you just said, hey, I apologize. Here are the things that I specifically did to these women. I think I might have gotten catfished, so I'm going to take some time to go and reflect. But instead, he spends a lot of it lecturing on people sharing personal info, and I'm just like, bestie, I don't know if that's your biggest problem right now. And he also does say, like, he needs to take some time to find some help and figure out what he's doing with his life, which, like, sure, yes, please do that. You obviously got some shit to work out. But also, you're still posting to your Madden Gaming channel, so, like, how much time are you actually taking to step away? Overall, I think the biggest takeaway from all of this for, like, this particular community, or anybody who might be listening, I guess, is that you really need to tread carefully when you're sharing information about your life with strangers on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is 100% possible to meet people on the internet, meet cool people on the internet, friends on the internet. I mean, I would be lying if I didn't say, like, one, I met Noel through a dating app. I have some friends that I regularly play games with on the internet. It's possible. You just have to be a little bit thoughtful about what kind of information you're sharing with them, and also potentially how they might use it. That's not to, like, victim blame anybody in this situation. I think it's just, like, an important thing to keep in mind. Like, sometimes we're too trusting of the strangers we meet and interact with on the internet. So use your common sense, be gay, not stupid. Have your calculator ready for when the shit's not adding up, and just be aware. Be aware of the silliness going on around us in this corner of the internet of all places, okay? Hard to believe that people in this corner might not always have your best intentions when they're, like, trying to get to know you privately one-on-one. And also, like, Gorlicbread is scummy. It's just trash all the way around. So anyways, that's all I have time for today. I hope you all enjoyed this little brief update. If you did and you're brand new to my channel, make sure to subscribe down below. Hit the bell button so you get notifications. Make sure to leave me a comment, hit like, click share, and follow me on all my social media. Go check me out on Twitch. Go check out my gaming channel, and if you want some cool merch, go check out my merch store down below as well. I had so much fun today. I hope you did too, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!